来到电影娱乐报，我是主持人陈巧玲。改编自电玩的经典电影《古墓奇兵》，睽违多年再度卷土重来喽。不过呢，这次女主角是找来丹麦女孩的艾莉西亚·维坎德来主演。不同于裘丽的版本，这是一部前传电影。而新版的罗拉是一名19岁的少女，因为父亲在寻找神秘的传说当中失踪，罗拉才因此前往了充满危险的小岛来找真相。而港星吴彦祖也跨刀演出，是贯穿全片的重要角色，而大量的戏份也展现出他的敏捷身手。精彩幕后特辑，我们就一起来看看吧。
I thought I saw Dad again.
I think I'm going mad.
Laura, your father's gone. At some point, we have to face up to who we are, who we're meant to be.
I think I know where my dad went.
That's right in the middle of the Devil's Sea.
It'll be an adventure.
Death is not an adventure. What are you doing here, Laura?
7 years I've been on this island. Your father, he put me here. Now I see the likeness, intelligence, the recklessness.
What do you know about my father?
Thought I couldn't breathe without your arm and hand.
Laura, there was more to my life than boardrooms and business deals.
Thought that I would die without you, but I'm living.
There's an organization called Trinity. It's looking to start a global genocide.
Your dad shouldn't you had a bigger holiday.
He had a knack for the unexpected.
Thought that I would self-destruct.
You must stop them, Laura. Promise me.
Really?
I'm a survivor.
Ladies first.
I'm not gonna give up.
Open the tube!
I'm not gonna stop her. I'm gonna work harder. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna work harder.
Put it down!
It's your finger that's pulling this trigger.
You messed with the wrong family. And so I think with our story, it's very much an origin story. So it's the kind of Lara Croft that is deep down in her heart the big adventurer, and she also has the kind of known traits of being very curious and interested and intelligent, but we have kind of stripped away the experience. This is from the beginning. This is her journey to become the character that we so well know.
I think Alicia has impressed me a lot. I think she's a beast on this movie. I think this is the first time we've seen her lead an action movie, and she's taken this bull by the horns and gone with it. Like, when I first saw her, she'd physically transformed. She was much bigger than I'd seen her in the past, and it was almost like a different person completely.
I think I know where they went. Our dads.
To the bottom of the sea?
They were headed to an uninhabited island, somewhere off the coast of Japan. It used to be called Yamatai.
There's at least 6,000 islands off the coast of Japan. Hardly any of them are populated.
Well, I have a map. Now all I need to do is to figure out what these are. I think these are coordinates. The location.
They're clock hands.
They're not clock hands. Definitely not clock hands. They are clock hands. That's the one.
That's right in the middle of the Devil's Sea. You might as well tie a stone to your foot and jump off the boat now.
It'll be an adventure.
Death is not an adventure.
She needs to find out who she is. And she is a very bright young woman who you kind of, in the beginning of the scenes, you learn that she is a big reader and she's very curious. She just hasn't been exposed to having to use her tools just yet. And that's what this film is about. And I think it's nice to see a girl who takes up the room, and she dares to be quite loud and outspoken and yet, you know, open to showing her vulnerability, which she does.
I mean, I've got 3 daughters, and so that was, I suppose, the heart of what appealed to me when I read the script was this father-daughter relationship and how the complexity and the emotional depth of that, which I was rather amazed to see was in this big action movie, that there was this very emotional relationship going on, that it's really at the heart of the film.
Hello, Sprout. I knew I could trust you to solve my puzzle. Unfortunately, if you're watching this tape, then it means that I must be dead. It'll be obvious to you by now that there was more to my life than just boardrooms and business deals. Things that I couldn't tell you about before. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to burn all my research on the Himiko project. Just burn all of it, the notebooks, the tapes, everything. It's very important. If it falls into the wrong hands, then it could be catastrophic, so please do it straight away. I know you hate being told what to do, but please promise me that. I hope you never have to see this tape. But if you do, you've found my secret calling.
So Richard Croft, he's an aristocrat, he's a lord. He lives in one of the most beautiful houses in the world, which we shot at Wilton House. I think he survived in the jungle for 7 years. He's obviously got some sort of military background. He is an academic. He's archaeologist, speciality tombs. He has history with Vogel, who's the villain, whom he regards as an inferior archaeologist, an inferior academic, who has taken the coin of an evil multinational.
Listen, it's very simple. If you don't sign the papers, then everything your father worked for will be sold off. Not just the company, but Croft Manor also. Can you imagine how you would feel if you lost the house? Laura, your father's gone. But you can pick up where he left off. It's in your blood.
I'm sorry. I'm just not that kind of Croft.
I think I've always wanted to be part of a big action adventure, and a lot of it because of the physical aspect to it. The fact that I've been dancing for a lot of years, I've been longing to, you know, to push myself and to try all these physical, you know, action beats that I've never done in a film before. And I think I've always, or even if it's unconsciously, I kind of approach a character in quite a physical way. Maybe that's because of my dancing. And in this film, I really get to do that, so.
Lu Ren's journey really is that he reluctantly goes on this trip with Lara, but deep down inside, he does want to know. He wants to have closure on what happened to his father. And because I think in his mind that he always chalked his father up as being a loser. And so whether his father disappeared or left or whatever, he didn't really know the true answer to that. And so coming here to this island and getting confirmation really helped truly close the book on that side of his life.
That was Dad's.
Yes, Miss Croft. According to Richard's will, in the event of his death, I was to give it to you.
Karakuri. Japanese puzzle.
Technically speaking, you're meant to sign the papers first.
I could never understand your father's obsession with those things.
Wouldn't believe how many of these were lying around the house. There was going to be some purpose to it. The first letter from my final destination.
But you didn't leave a letter.
欢迎继续回来电影娱乐报，重新回归的古墓奇兵有盛大的场景，而且还有更多的冒险打斗画面。为了更符合角色，女主角艾莉西亚也透露，自己呢其实在开拍前3个月就开始接受魔鬼体能训练，而她的精实身材和敬业的表现，也让其他的男演员是称赞不已。但他说自己和吴彦祖一场海上的船难戏就被剧组人员拿着水柱狂喷，是最让他吃不消的。到底新版的《古墓奇兵》会带来什么样全新的内容呢？幕后特辑我们就一起来揭晓吧。
Well, I still remember when the first game came out. Me and my friends were playing it all the time back in Norway. I was really blown away by not just the gameplay, but the storytelling in it, and of course the character of Lara Croft.
I think the action sequences are going to be pretty mind-blowing from what I saw, and as I said, there is an emotional heart to it that I think people can relate to.
Dominic also brought a very grounded Richard. And I think he and Alicia connected really well. And I think the two of them working together on the father-daughter relationship brought a whole new level to the emotional core of the movie. And brought something I don't think we're used to seeing in a movie like this.
I hope that with any classic adventure that I've loved, that this film is going to give you just that. It's going to have the big sets and the mystical doors being opened and the mysteries evolving, in front of you, and you're going to want to go on that journey. And at the same time, I'm looking forward for people to feel, to want to get to know Lara, to feel the struggle and the pain that she goes through, and vote for her while she goes on this adventure.
Come on! Get down there.
go! Pick it up! Come on, go! Tie her out!
Lara Croft! You shouldn't have come here. I'm glad that you did. Pack it up! We're moving camp!
You really want to do this, little girl? Let's just go home.
You know, just reading the script, I could imagine him playing it. And then the first day, actually, before I started shooting, was the Vogel scene in the tent with Lara. And just the kind of creepy nonchalantness that he plays in the character is just amazing. I love it. It's just the right amount of evil, but not too over the top to make this character really work.
It's very rare, I think, that you meet a character that is not either at the nascent stage of their journey or the apex of their journey, like the climax of their journey. You know, you're meeting a guy who's literally on a Wednesday of the longest week of his life. Like, it's the worst Wednesday of his life. And therefore, he's mired in this inertia of this Groundhog's Day repetition of finding this tomb. And you know, I guess other stories would have him finding it for Machiavellian reasons. But for this guy, he has been driven mad by this quest because he just desperately wants to see his family. For me, and certainly what I've experienced with Alicia is her passion for storytelling, and the story is king. And if the story is king, and it's not about you, and it's not about your ego, or it's not about how you look, then that's just a winning combination.
I remember the first time when I played Lara Croft. It was really magical.
There's an excitement about that game because there's a badass female character that you could play.
She was extremely fierce and determined and capable and a big adventurer. I've been dreaming since I was a kid to be part of a big action adventure. And in this film, I really get to do that. It's very much an origin story.
It's a back to the roots story, so an audience gets to see a young Lara Croft.
What's your name?
Croft.
Alicia, she's just a really hard-working actress. She brings such truthfulness and emotionality to the character.
She makes it feel so real, and I think an audience will go through that journey with her.
In the beginning, she's a regular girl living in East London. Years have passed since she's seen her dad.
Hello, Sprout.
She's put in the situation where she finds her dad's secret.
I found something. A tomb called the Mother of Death.
She opens herself up. She goes out on an adventure. This film is about her becoming the action hero that we know her to be. I think I know where my dad went.
That's right in the middle of the Devil's Sea.
It will be an adventure.
Death is not an adventure. Lou Ren is a ship captain of this rusty kind of bucket of junk. His father also disappeared years ago, and he's just getting by. And then he runs into Laura.
You shouldn't have come here. But I'm glad that you did. Vogel, he's an archaeologist who's paid to find this tomb. Once he got here, he realized he couldn't get out. And his freedom depends on one thing, and that's Lara Croft. Don't shy away from intimidation. That's kind of how I make my living.
When it comes to the action, Alicia is a beast.
You have to see her in this movie, man. She's just a winning combination.
You know, she's been training hard, fight club, wire work, water work, shootouts, chases. It's relentless.
I was amazed by what she went through. She was on the lake jumping ships and being blown up. And that was just the start of it.
Bruises and the hits can kind of just suck up. But the cold, that is the tough thing. When you reach hypothermia level, we had water cannons being thrown at us. We fly right in the middle of them. We've even had to reshoot some things because I turned too blue and I can't fix that on screen, apparently.
There's a certain madness there. Not many actors could sustain that.
I wanted her to be a strong, physical girl. So I started 3 months before shoot to gain muscle and gain strength. Really felt it being very empowering to go in and pick up the heavy weights. You know, I feel extremely feminine, and yet I've gained 5 kilos in muscle.
She's just a real powerhouse. She made me embarrassed to take my shirt off, and I go to the gym 5 days a week.
We've been on real locations throughout the entire film. We have an amazing set designer.
When I walked into these sets for the first time, I was in awe. It's extraordinary.
The Hong Kong harbor set, that was amazing. When we were on the set with 300 extras walking around, kind of made me feel like I was back in Hong Kong.
When I came and saw the tomb and the sarcophagus and everything, the kid in me got so thrilled. I had some of my friends' kids that I brought on set because I was like, I need to give this experience because I, wanted to vicariously live it through them.
It's a big adventure movie with lots of cool sets and locations. It's a dream.
This film is going to have the big sets and the mystical doors being opened.
It's not the Lara Croft you might be expecting.
I want it to be a big spectacle. Sit down there in the cinema and get ready for a big adventure.
以上呢就是新版的《古墓奇兵》推出全新的故事和全新的角色，而且呢还有男神吴彦祖来加持，也希望能够带给大家耳目一新的感觉喽。我是巧玲，电影娱乐报，我们下次再见喽，拜拜。